This is a most amusing story. I used to work in the restaurant business, and there was a customer that would come in, and he'd come in with his wife and his daughter. And every time he'd come in, the waiter or waitress would greet him, "Hi guys, how you doing? What can I get for you to eat today?" And this just it slowly started to build. He would tell the waiter, "Do you see my wife and my daughter? Do they look like guys to you? They are ladies, they are women, they are not guys." And so the waiter thought, okay, this is a little odd, but okay, I'm sorry about calling you guys. The guy came in a couple, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, and again, the waiter or waitress went up to him and said, "Hey guys, what's going on today? Our special is blah, blah, blah." And now he got livid. He says, before he would order, "I would like to speak to the manager, please." And so the server went and got the manager, and the manager comes in, and the customer says, "Your waiter is very disrespectful. They keep on greeting us as guys. I'm here with my wife and my daughter. I'm not here with a group of guys, and you need to teach them manners." Fair enough. So the manager, the manager talked to the waiters, talked to some of the other food servers. "Hey, when this guy comes in, do not use the word guys." The guy comes back. The guys come back like a month later, and one of the waiters who had not been told about this guy and his wife and daughter came up to them and said, "Good evening, guys. My name is blah, blah, blah." And this guy flipped out, stood up, took his wife and his daughter, and stormed out of the restaurant without, talking to the manager. He's not having any of it. He's not coming back. And we might all look at this story and go, wow, that guy's nuts. He has a lot of issues. What's his problem? And what I have found to be such an effective tool when I'm busy judging or criticizing or condemning or thinking somebody else is a fool, to take that judgment, put a mirror in front of me and say, "Hey, what is this saying about me? What can I take from this judgment and turn it back upon me to constructively criticize or find the areas in my life that I can benefit from this lesson?" And there are two ways of living life, and two ways that people go by. And some people are dominant in one of the ways, other people are dominant in the other, but most of us are pretty equal in both. The first way is to change life, change the world, change people, change circumstances to fit your needs. So this guy wanted to change everybody else to fit what he believed to be the law, the rule. You don't refer to women as guys. And imagine the burden and the stress that he took on in order to accomplish this goal. It wasn't only at our restaurant. I'm sure he went to many other places where people referred to his wife and daughter as guys. And all the inner turmoil that went on within him to try to teach people, correct people, teach people proper behavior. Hey, women are not guys. And then there's the second way where we could just go through life and adapt ourselves to how people, to the world. So in other words, if someone calls us guys and we're with ladies, no skin off my back. Big deal. Big whoop. And I just adapt. And when I feel that twinge of resistance, hey, I feel like I want to change or teach this person a lesson or get this person to conform to my standards, you're going to suffer. This guy suffers. Guaranteed. He suffers. And while we might laugh and think he's ridiculous, in taking the mirror, examining ourselves, we do this every single day. Granted, our guys, our problems or our issues might not be as extreme or as amplified as this guy, but we all have our guy things that drive us crazy, whether it's sitting in traffic, whether it's somebody not saying please, whether it's the way another person talks to us. There's a multitude of issues. Our food comes cold. We all have these things that are triggers. Triggers, boom, 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 triggers. And we go throughout our day. Yeah, sometimes we're adaptable, but a lot of times we're trying to change the world to fit our needs. And we look at the benefit of this. Well, I'm going to teach people a lesson, or I'm going to get everybody to learn how to be respectful, but we don't think about the cost. And if you want to be at peace, you want to be relaxed, you want to be content, let go. You just let go. You adapt yourself. You become like water or like putty. You adapt yourself to the world. Because I see so many people are like, so distraught about so many things in the world, the way things are, whether it be war, whether it be President Bush, whether it be the global warming, pollution, all these things. And we get worked up. And I'm going to change the world. Let's get something clear. I'm not saying do nothing. If you are internally compelled to fight global warming, by all means you should follow that path. But in following that path does not mean we have to get, like this customer at the restaurant, get worked up about it. We can have a loving, peaceful tranquility while we're doing what we're doing. I think it was Mother Teresa said, I'll never join an anti-war protest, but I'll join a peace and love march. And it's the energy we bring to situations. So Eckhart Tolle uses an example in his book. There's nothing wrong if you're at a restaurant and soup comes cold, just talking to the waiter and saying, excuse me, would you mind exchanging this for some hot soup? This particular bowl is cold. So it doesn't mean we're don't say anything, don't do anything, and just are kind of like placid or resigned to life. What it means is that we are doing a dance with life. It's judo. Judo uses the weight of other people to do the throws. They're not using this force and this energy, fighting, resisting, countering. It's a gentle surrender. And in that surrender, you are examining yourself and saying, instead of projecting my desires, wants, and needs upon the world, I'm saying, how can I conform and mold myself like an old comfortable pair of slippers that have molded to your feet? How can I mold myself to the world that surrounds me? How can I be at peace and accept what is? You know, some people say love what is. You don't have to love what is, but just accept and surrender to what is. There is such equanimity and tranquility and peace in that. And it starts with the small things. It's not the next day you're going to be just totally non-resistant. But I love to use the analogy of nature. And if you go, I would just sit on the banks of rivers and just watch how the water, man, if it's a boulder is sitting here in front of in its way, it works its way around it, goes under it. Maybe through time, it slowly goes through it. But it's not this force, it's not like a hammer. And a lot of us, with all our desires and wants and needs, we suffer for them. We pay a big price because we want the world to conform to the way we think it should be. And this is just epidemic. And then we can't understand why we're happy, because the world will never conform to our needs, likes, wants, and desires. It's better, far easier for us to be moldable, for us to be flexible, for us to enter that zone of flow, acceptance, peacefulness. And in that surrender, it's amazing. The world starts looking different. The guy that was normally rude, he takes on a whole new energy or a whole new persona. You could feel some empathy, some love, some compassion towards him. Not because you've changed him, but because you've changed yourself. Thanks for listening.